to another video episode of my podcast. My name is Cheryl, and this is Cappuccino Crafts, where I talk about knitting and a little bit of crochet, and also books that I'm reading or listening to on audiobook, or sometimes TV and movies that I'm watching, and other general life and other topics that I want to chat with you about. So thank you for choosing to watch this video and spend a little bit of your time with me. I hope that you really enjoy it. And thank you if you've been watching. It's been a little over 6 months, or just over 6 months. And if you've been watching for a while, that is so wonderful, and I appreciate that so much, because this really is kind of like my knit night. And so I'm hoping to have, just a little knit group here. And yeah, and new people are always welcome. So thanks for giving it a try, and I hope that it's something you like, and I hope that maybe you might come back for another chat. My username on social media is Cappuccino136. And I will have that spelled out and have my social media details and other things about yarns or projects, book titles, and other details of things that I talk about in the description box below the video. That is where I put my show notes. And I hope that's helpful for you, so that you can find things that you want to search out or get more information about on your own. Yeah. Okay, are we ready to settle in? Please get yourself a delicious beverage, whatever you like, and grab your yarn, your hook, your needles, or maybe some fiber and a spindle or a spinning wheel, whatever you need. And let's enjoy some crafty chat and a little bit of holiday and end of the year chat, because this episode is also really going to be a lot about my crafting year in review. I've looked up some stats. My Ravelry project pages really helps me with that, and I can look at some stats for the year and things, which is super handy and kind of interesting to. Okay, well, I hope that if you were celebrating Christmas or any other holiday this time of the year, or exactly during this week, I hope it has been wonderful for you. And we had our Christmas, and it was really nice and relaxed. We try and keep everything relaxed around here. I live with my parents, and I take care of them. So it's the three of us. And my sister did come down. She lives a little further north. So she came down, and there were four of us for Christmas Day and the next day. But yeah, we wanted to be festive, though. Relaxed but still festive was the goal. And it worked. Yeah. And I was able to do that stew, and that was nostalgic for us, because it's just a tradition for our family, the Christmas Eve stew. So we had that Christmassy and nostalgic and festive feeling, and being together for a couple of days with my sister, and it was really good. And the turkey turned out good again. Now we know how to do no fuss holiday dinner. And it's great. So yes, we also did each get a little Christmas something. I wasn't surprised with mine because I did all the shopping and I ordered this for myself from Amazon. But I got to pick out something I was really excited about. So here it is. Kitchen of Light. New Scandinavian Cooking by Andreas Viestad. That's my best attempt at pronouncing, and I hope I didn't mangle it too bad. But it is a gorgeous book. I mean, I just showed you the cover, which is gorgeous, and it's got really beautiful photographs. Like, look at that. Look at that photograph. And it's got beautiful food photos too. Let me show you one of the gorgeous food pictures. Here's some really gorgeous vegetables. Look at those beautiful vegetables. Look amazingly delicious. And I was excited because when I was reading the description and knowing that this is like kind of on the modern side of cooking, and some of the modern, not all of the modern cooking trends, but some of the modern cooking can tend to be the more simple and streamlined and clean flavors, and that's the kind of thing I really like. And also not tons of crazy ingredients. And this sounded like that kind of cooking, which is what I can get behind for sure. Oh, look at that gorgeous spinach soup with the poached egg. Oh, so beautiful. Yeah, just celebrating good ingredients simply. And I love that about some of them, at least one wing of the modern cooking. Yeah, I love that. So I'm hoping that we will really enjoy some of these recipes and maybe find 2 or 3 new favorites. That'd be fantastic. Yeah, and I'm going to include some photos of a couple of the other gorgeous photos from this book for you to enjoy in the maybe 1 or 2 in the front of the video and maybe 1 or 2 in the montage at the back. Because I'd like to share a little bit more of the gorgeousness. And all the details of the book, the photographer's name and all the book details is going to be in the show notes too, in case this sounds like something that you and your family might enjoy. Yeah. And I also picked it because it was Scandinavian, and our family about 3 generations ago on each side, on each side, both my mom's family and my dad's family immigrated from Sweden to America, the United States. So we do have Scandinavian heritage, and we like to we we have a little bit of interest in it and like to, yeah, we like to feel that connection to the Swedish heritage, and food is a great way to do that. My mom always made traditional Swedish cookies at holiday time, and we also have eaten lefse. We don't make lefse. My grandmother hated lefse, so she never made it, and she never taught my mom how to make it. And I don't know about lefse on my dad's side anyway, but I have eaten other people's lefse and other Swedish things, so we like to connect that way. Yeah. So, crafting, I did do a Christmas Eve cast on. I know a lot of people, a lot of YouTube crafting people, and also just on Ravelry and stuff, people like to, there's a thing, a Christmas Eve cast on, and I cast on a pair of socks. I love these colors. They're very wintry. These blues are so wintry to me. And yeah, icy, snowy, wintry. This is this is not Patton's Croy. I bought some Patton's Croy this week at Joann's when I had to go for something else, and I saw, anyway, I'll share that in another video. But this is Lang Ya Wool. Lang Yarns Ya Wool Colors Superwash. It is 75% wool, 25% polyamide. And it also, what is interesting to me, and I've never gotten the Lang Ya Wool sock yarn before, but it comes with a nylon thread to reinforce your heels and toes. So when you get to your heels and toes, you can add this thread to give extra nylon or polyamide support to those areas that wear so hard. And it's dyed to match the colorway of the yarn. Even better. So I plan to use this for my with my heels and toes. But yeah, so I really enjoyed getting another pair of socks. I've kind of missed doing more socks this year, because I did a pair of socks every month in 2018. And in 2019, I've only done 4 pairs of socks. So I kind of missed having some socks, and I was so happy to put these wintry colors on the needles on Christmas Eve night, and I worked on them on Christmas Day and on the day after Christmas. These socks were the only thing I worked on for those 2 days, and made me really, really happy. So that is the new project. Still continuing is the finishing of my Boxy by Hohi. This is the first sleeve finished. It's the left sleeve. All done. See how short that is? And I am in the process. I started picking up stitches on the other side for the right sleeve. But I haven't even made it all the way around yet. And my cardigan is downstairs, and it's only gotten maybe 2 or 3 rows this week. It's been in so many of these videos. I just don't feel like bringing it up here right now, and I'm sure you're tired of seeing it. Probably the next time you see it will be when it's done. Yeah. So those are the crafting projects. And I did give the two hats got finished and all the ends woven in. Yeah, when I give something away, I do weave in all the ends carefully before I give them. Yeah. And I have photos, and they will be in one of the montages here, either the front montage or the ending montage. So you'll be able to see the hats. They turned out cute, and I love the colors, and I'm glad they got done, and I'm glad that my friend and her friend will enjoy them very much. Yeah. That is what is currently happening in the crafts. Now, let's do the 2019 crafting in review. I made notes. I have my stats here in my bullet journal. And let's get started. The total number of projects that I started in 2019 is 18. As of the filming of this video, 16 of those 18 projects are finished. The 2 sweaters are not yet finished, and they are, very close. Yeah, and that 18 number does not count the Christmas Eve cast on socks. They're not part of that 18. And also my background scrap blanket project is not included in that number. So the number of yards in my projects, in those 18, the number of yards in those 18 projects, and this is a ballpark estimate. I usually weigh things. I have a food scale, which I couldn't use this week. It just broke, so I'm going to have to get a new one. But that's how I estimate the grams, and then by the grams I go by how much of the skein and how many yards. So this is kind of a ballpark, and that's how I get it. But in those 18 projects, the yarn that I've used in those projects is approximately 12,140 yards. I did not figure the meters. I have not converted that to meters, so only yards. I hope that's okay. Yeah, which is pretty good. It is more than I did in 2018 and more than I did in 2017. Yeah, so it was a good year. I think in the last 5 years or so, from what I'm remembering, my average in the last 4 or 5 years might be around 10,000 yards. So it was above average. Great. These are the categories of projects that I did in 2019. 3 sweaters, 1 a cardigan, 1 a pullover, and 1 a linen summer top. I did 4 pairs of socks, and that is still not including the Christmas Eve socks. So, yeah, they will go into 2020 numbers. So 4 other pairs of socks, 3 hats, 2 fingerless mitts, 1 scarf, which was a lacy crochet summer cotton scarf, 2 shawls, 1 cowl, 1 baby blanket, and 1 little pouch. Little pouch to wear for my mom to wear around her neck and keep her medication strip. So those are the categories of projects that I did, and yeah. And 14 of the 18 projects were for myself. Yes, I am a selfish knitter. I have trouble knitting for other people unless they tell me specifically something that they need or want. But just to decide to give a gift to someone, a knit or crochet gift, and then figure out what they might want, that usually does not go well. And so I don't do much gift giving of my knit and crochet. I did, though, this year give away 4 of the 18 projects, and they were things that were specifically requested. I need this in this color. May I please? And because they are lovely people and they asked nicely, and I was happy to do it for them because I knew they needed and wanted it. Yes. Yes and yes. I'm happy to do that. So 4 were for other people. 14 of the 18 were for myself, which I think is great. Honestly, I think it's great to make things for yourself, and I do not ever apologize for it. No, I never apologize for that. I do apologize for other things because I do plenty of things that are definitely not perfect. But knitting and crocheting for myself, I will never, ever apologize for. And that is the crafting year in review. I don't really have a reading year in review because I really only seriously started to want to track my reading and maybe get a little more formal about my reading goals about the time I started this channel. So that was in the end of May. So only for about 6.5 months or so. And I am right now going through the books at a pretty painfully slow rate. So it would be the most boring ever reading year in review. Yeah. Maybe next year there will be something worth reviewing in my end of the year reading wrap up. That'd be a nice goal for 2020. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, that's kind of the crafting year in review. And this week I started watching a new TV show, Witcher, which I am really enjoying. And it is kind of, because I have not read the books, and it is time jumping. It's got a few storylines, and they're not all happening at the same time. So I'm still a little confused as to which story is when and in what order, because they're not telling them in order either. it's kind of jumping around, and I'm not familiar with the books at all. Although after watching this, I want to read those books. But I'm still enjoying it. And then once I have 3 episodes left to watch. I've watched 5 of the 8. And once I finish the season finale, then I think I'm going to watch some YouTube videos like talking about, here's the timeline. Because there are some people making season wrap-up videos and timeline help for people who are confused. So I am going to be looking at some of those to help me put it all together a little bit better. But even not being able to perfectly follow it, I'm still really enjoying it. It's got really interesting characters. It's very dramatic, and it's got a little bit of humor to it just to lighten. It's generally pretty heavy and sometimes really scary. Some of those monsters are really scary. So a little bit of the humor takes a little bit of the edge off it, which helps a lot. And yeah, so I'm really enjoying it, and I hope they do more seasons. I hope it comes back for a new season, and I also am really excited to read some of those books in the future. I'm not sure when, but I want to. Whatever. I hope that it's very wonderful festive season and wonderful time celebrating and finishing up the year. I wonder how your year in crafting was. And do you look at stats? Do you like to look at some of those things at the end of the year, or do you, or is that just not interesting to you to look at for yourself? Yeah, because some people really aren't stats oriented at all. I'm a little bit, but not overly. But I feel like the end of the year, if you're going to do anything like that, it's a good time to take a look. Yeah. But thank you for watching if you're still here, and there will be some more things to look at in the ending montage. And see you next time.